Hi everyone, I'm going to show you how to make some simple masks for the COVID-19 pandemic. My disposable mask supply was limited and they're expensive, so I was rationing them and hesitating going some places. I wanted to make homemade masks, but I was intimidated by the more expert ones out there. I also tried the CDC's no-sew bandana mask, but it fell off easily. Definitely not a stress reducer. There are many how-to videos of beautifully made masks out there. This is not that video. I'm not a great sewer, you'll see proof of that soon enough. So I designed some easy peasy down and dirty mask styles for personal use. These are simple and super quick to make. The ones I've made are washable and have filter pockets. They take probably no more than 15 minutes to make from start to finish, and you barely have to measure anything. You just have to take a few passes on the sewing machine. These are nearly no-sew masks. In this video, I'm making the half a fat quarter mask with nose piece. These are the supplies you'll need: thread, scissors, fabric, 100% cotton is best, boot or shoelaces, which are the mask ties, some pins, and a sewing machine. I think a really determined sewer could probably do this by hand with a needle and thread for fabric other than the denim, because denim can be really thick. For the shoelaces, I recommend 36 inches long if you're going to use 2 laces per mask, one on each side. A 55-inch bootlace is great if you're going to use just 1 lace per mask. Depending on the size of your head, you might be able to use a shorter shoelace. Other supplies you will need are for the optional but highly recommended metal nose piece. You'll need wire, wire cutters, and pliers. I prefer 16 or 18 gauge copper wire for this project. Shown here are some nose piece examples. I happen to have copper wire available at home for some of the metal work I do. I like copper because of its tensile strength. You can bend and adjust it many times and it won't break. You can also launder it. Flower wire and pipe cleaners have been recommended too, but I don't recommend any type of paper covered wire because you want to wash these masks. I've made nose pieces out of just a single length of wire. I usually do the looped around piece, which are the bottom two shown. By doubling back on itself, the piece is wider and sturdier. For each mask, you'll need around 4 to 6 inches of wire to play with. You might also want to use a ruler, but you can eyeball most of this. Each mask has a pocket for filter materials. I've used coffee filters and blue wipers trimmed to fit for my masks. Now for the half a fat quarter mask. This one takes even less measuring. It's made from pre-cut fabric that I got from my fabric store. It's made from a fat quarter, which is a quarter yard that measures 18 inches by 21 inches. A normal quarter yard is skinnier and longer, 9 inches by 42 inches, but you want the fat quarter. These come in many colors and patterns and they're 100% cotton. One fat quarter makes 2 masks. First, open up your fat quarter with the shorter 18-inch side at the top from left to right and the longer 21-inch side oriented from top to bottom. Fold it in half lengthwise. Cut along the center line and you're left with 2 pieces that are 9 inches wide by 21 inches long. Put one of the pieces aside to make another mask later. If you accidentally cut the fat quarter the other way so that you wind up with a piece that is 10.5 inches wide by 18 inches long, don't despair. Your mask will be a bit shorter from top to bottom, but wider. It might fit your face better. Now with the nice side down, fold the top edge, the 9-inch side, to the bottom edge. Now start pinning about a 1/2 inch down from the fold. For the nose piece, stitch about a 1/4 inch from the top to create a long thin pocket along that top edge. Now make the nose piece. Here I've cut a piece of copper wire. I'm aiming for about 3 to 4 inches long, about a third the total length of this top edge. I've rounded off the ends with my pliers. That makes it less pointed and harmful and also gives me some surface to aid in pushing it through to the center. Next, insert the nose piece into the pocket. If you need help pushing this along, you can use a pencil. Now with the nose piece side at the top, fold the fabric in half again, bottom to top. Then fold in the sides about 3/4 to 1 inch. Pin each side in place and sew about 1/2 inch from the fold so you can create another pocket. Next, sew. Sometimes I'll stitch it twice on the same side just to make sure it's sturdy. Since I never remember how to backstitch edges, I just reinforce my seams this way. Now thread the laces through. These laces are pretty stiff, so I can feed them through kind of easily. If you have a bit of trouble with this, grab some pliers or other tools so you can pull it through. Whatever works. Okay, let's try on the half of a fat quarter mask with nose guard. You can see that's in there. Again, has a filter pocket. This time I'm using a wiping cloth that I've cut to fit the pocket. So you just slip that in there. You can use any filter that you like that you've looked into, or leave it out, but I prefer to have a filter that's a little extra protection. And I'm gonna put it on. Again, this has the single bootlace over the head, over the ears. Move that hair out of the way, cinch it up, and tie. And I had kind of molded that nose, but you can play with it now. And it keeps it in place a lot longer. You can tell that I'm talking and it's really not moving down. I hope my mask designs work for you. Remember, be safe, and together we can get through this.